If you're a real estate agent today, you realize how important creating video content is to be able to attract the clients that you want to work with into your business. So in this, I'm going to give you 5 content mistakes that every single agent needs to avoid. And this is advice. My name is Michael Harlin. I'm one of the co-founders of Groundzero. And over the last 4 years, we've helped agents close over 100 million in transactions using proven frameworks with content. And what my goal is of this channel is just to share those things with you so you can apply it to your business and get some wins and make some money. So here's the first thing that you need to avoid in your content, and it's starting with a bad foundation. And what that means is, so many times I see agents when they're getting into content, they just go straight into shooting content and they don't really know like why they're shooting these ideas or what they're even going to talk about. They just start doing a bunch of random stuff. And that is not how you attract and build the right foundation to attract the ideal clients that you want to work with. So what I think that you need to do is, the very first thing is, you need to build that foundation and really understand like, what is the messaging? When someone comes across my content, what are like the key themes I want people to immediately like know about my brand, the values that it stands for, and why I do what I do, and who is the actual avatar that I want to talk to, not just demographically, like they live in this city and they make this much money, but like the people that you really want to work with, well, what do they think like? And this is such a great exercise, because when you can sit down and start to put yourself in the mind of the clients that you want to work with, it makes it all the easier with coming up with content. So the step one is just building the right foundation, getting the right messaging, getting clear on what you want to talk about, the kind of content that you want to share, and getting clear on who actually is the person that this content is made for. Number 2 of mistakes that you need to avoid as an agent is wanting to speak to everyone. One of the biggest mistakes that you can make, not just in being an agent and just in terms of any marketing that you can make, is trying to speak to everyone. Look, if you're trying to speak to everybody, you speak to nobody. So if you're an agent and you're trying to cater your content to fit every single person that you could potentially help, you're never gonna have a message that sinks like deep enough into one person where they come across that piece of content that you created and we're like, wow, this piece of content was created for me. And a lot of the problem with this arises because we're not doing the right things within the foundation. You're not actually getting clear on who that person is that you want to help. All your messaging seems generic and not specific. So second pitfall that you want to avoid when creating content is being generic and speaking to everybody. Okay, going into number 3 is, this is a tough one for a lot of agents, is wanting to be liked by everyone. What I see is a lot of agents sometimes is they just become scared of what they actually want to say because they don't want to piss people off. And this is something that I want to share, is controversy is good because it means that you stand for something and stand against something. And if you're too scared to say like, I stand for this and these are my values, because you're afraid of pissing people off who might have a different point of view, then what you're actually doing is reserving yourself from your ideal clients who would see those pieces of content and say, yeah, this is the reason why I want to work with you. It's because like we have that commonality, we have that connection, we share these values. But if you're too scared to be your authentic self and show up as you online and say the things that you want to say, like I'm not talking about being a dick. There's a difference between being a dick and having a controversial opinion. So I want to say that as well too, but you're never going to get people to love you if you're always holding back your original self. So that is a big mistake that I see people make in their content, is they're too scared to be themselves because they want to be liked by everybody. Not everybody's going to choose you to be their agent. And the people who want to talk crap and don't want to have positive things to say about your content are probably never going to work with you in the first place. Okay, number 4 is don't try to be a movie star. I think some agents and just creators in general get so caught up with like cover photos and filters and the look and what am I wearing and being this like elegant. None of that matters. Like some of the best videos that we've ever shot have been on an iPhone. And the thing that I see with content that performs really great is 2 things. Is it has the right message and the person is just being authentic. And I think that that's what needs to carry along in your content most, is that you're authentic. You're not trying to be someone you're not. You're showing up the same way that you are if someone was to see you on the street, and that the messaging is dialed in. That you're speaking to the people that you want to. And when I say messaging dialed in, if your ideal client was to come across your content, it's going to stop them because it's speaking to them. That's what I mean by dialing in your messaging. So that is number 4, is we're not movie stars. We're not here to get likes and comments and shares and all those different things. We're here to get transactions through our content. And the last one is only posting to one platform. Now, I know a lot of people and other gurus will say only focus on one platform at a time, but it just doesn't make sense to me that if all platforms nowadays all cater to short form and you're creating content for Instagram, like why wouldn't you post that video on YouTube Shorts, on TikTok, on Instagram, trial reels and LinkedIn, all the different places, because your clients aren't all on the same platforms. Like for me, I like Instagram. My platform of choice is going to be Instagram. If you ask my girlfriend, her platform of choice is going to be TikTok. If you ask my mom, her platform of choice is going to be Facebook. Now, let's say that all 3 of us all think in the same way in terms of like how your ideal client thinks. Now, if you're only choosing to post on Instagram, you're losing 60% of your audience because I'm the only one on there. The other 2 are on 2 different platforms. So a big no-no is only posting your content on one platform. So make sure that when you spend the time and the resources to create content, that you are putting it everywhere. So those are the 5 tips that I got to avoid when you are starting to create content. If you like this, drop a comment below. Let me know what you think, and thank you for watching.